Here we have for sale our 2012 on a 62 plate Vauxhall Astravan Sportive. This is the 1.7 CDTI with 125 PS diesel engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around, have a look at the condition of this particular example. We'll also have a look at the spec on this van, talk you through what is standard on a Sportive, what on this van is a factory optional extra. We'll also have a really close look at the service history on this particular example, because it is quite remarkable, the service history on this van, seeing as the vehicle is currently available for sale with us here at Bridgend Van Centre. Now, I've been quite excited to do the video on this particular van. We used to sell a lot of these sort of 5-6 years ago. We used to have lots of these coming through stock at the time, and I was really disappointed in 2012 when they stopped making them. This is the very, very last of them. Sort of a late 2012. You could maybe get one on an early 2013. And this was, the last of them. They stopped making them. I was always a bit disappointed with that, because to me there was nothing else quite like them on the market. This really true sort of estate car derived van. They drive exceptionally well. They're very economical, and for the right purpose, I think they're absolutely great. So, I say, when we had the opportunity of buying this one, very, very excited, and I say you'll see why in just a second with the history and the ownership as we talk through it. But anyway, starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see the condition here is just what stands out. Just looking how clean and tidy this is on the paintwork, you can see the condition here of the rear tailgate is in absolutely stunning condition. And one thing any eagle-eye viewers may point out is that we haven't changed the plates on this particular van, or even the rear window sticker. Now that is highly unusual. We basically every vehicle that leaves here will have a set of our plates on it, or change a window sticker and things like that. But on this one we haven't, because this van was purchased from this particular dealer when it was brand new. It's one owner from new, and for every single service that it's had, it's returned back to that original dealer. So just to keep its true originality and to tying, of course, with the history and the provenance of the van, we have opted on this occasion to keep that. But as I say, that is very, very unusual for us not to change the plates. But yeah, condition here absolutely spot on at the back. On the rear bumper, there's two tiny little chips I can just see here. You can just see how small they are compared to the end of my finger. Now we can just put a tiny bit of touch-in pencil on there, but otherwise there's not really anything to fault here. It's all in lovely condition. Inside the back then, if we open up the rear tailgate, again, this is really exceptional in the back of here. So we have not done anything to this. We haven't had to, replace any panels or anything like that. And you can just see how clean and tidy this is. All of the plastics in here are absolutely spot on. It's not ply lined up the top, but even so, there's no outward dents or anything on the side of the van. It's all just perfect in the back of here. It really looks like it has had very, very little use indeed. The original matte in the back of here, again, it's so common they almost go a sort of a grey colour with staining and things like that over time, but it is still all absolutely lovely. All of these plastics here, you would usually see these scuffed and marked, but in fantastic order. Looking at the bulkhead as well, yeah, I don't think there'd be a cleaner one in the back that you'll find on the market than that, in really, really lovely order. So this, the previous owner of this van, as I mentioned, it is one owner from new, this vehicle. We had the pleasure of meeting the gentleman who has had the van from new. He reached out to us and contacted us and asked us if we'd like to buy it, which it doesn't really fit in with our stock profile, but because of the story behind it and how he looked after the van, we were absolutely more than happy to purchase this particular vehicle. This was his 4th consecutive Astravan, and he was a big fan of them, and seeing as they were coming to the end of production, he wanted to secure one of the last from his local Vauxhall dealer, which is the one on the plates there. As I say, previous to that, he'd always bought everything else from there as well. So as I say, it was only right for him to return there and purchase this one when it was brand new. But he was 70 years old, retiring, so it was time to move the van on. But yeah, regardless of that, he has just looked after it so well. Looking at the wheels then, so they come with these constructive hubcaps on the Sportive model. They look like alloy wheels, but these are actually what's known as constructive hubcaps. They're a 16-inch wheel, And you can see, again, like everything else on the van, in fantastic order here, including the tyres. So the tyres on here, there's a full set of Goodyear tyres on here, and they're all in brilliant condition as well. There's a tiny, again, tiny little chip just here on the edge of this little plastic, which you can just see there above my finger. Again, we can just neatly touch that in, but otherwise, I mean, look how straight and clean that is. It is in exceptional order. If we open up the driver's door, then we can start to have a look inside the cab. So having a look here at the driver's door card, all perfect. The floor has been covered with rubber overmats. The seats, I mean, how do you keep seats like that in that condition for this length of time? I'm really not sure, but looking at all the reveals, the kick plate, it's in lovely order. 2 keys with the vehicle, so these came with a main sort of remote key and then a smaller key which is also remote, but just a slightly smaller key which doesn't have the flip action on it. Looking at the steering wheel then, you look at the condition of the steering wheel there. So there is, it almost looks like a new wheel. There's no wear to this at all. It's all in lovely condition indeed. Multifunctioning, of course, that would be all standard on the Sportive model. Looking into the centre then, 75,839 miles recorded. You can see it's all idling correctly there. There's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. Into the centre then, you've got this little onboard computer. You can see how economical these vans are. This has been averaging 60 miles to the gallon, which is very, very impressive indeed. Down below here then, this one has got heated seats. So this one came equipped from the factory with the winter pack, which gave you heated seats among other things like front fog lights and headlamp washers. But again, lovely condition down here. You do get air conditioning, of course, as well on the Sportive model. Yeah, it's all in fantastic order here. The gear gator, 6-speed manual gearbox, as I mentioned. Yeah, all lovely condition here. The handbrake. There was actually an optional extra as well for a Bluetooth telephone. But I think there was some sort of adapter that had to go on here. But that doesn't look like that's ever been used, and a little AUX port just there as well. We do have a full folder there full of the history, so just stick around for a couple more minutes of this video and we'll get round to the passenger side and show you around that. But looking around here, the wing mirror casing, this front wheel around to the front, is still all in lovely order. There are a few, of course, stone chips to the front end, which I guess you're going to get on any used vehicle, especially one with 70-odd thousand miles. You're going to get the odd tiny little chip here or there, just dotted around. But generally speaking, there's a tiny little touch in use there. But yeah, generally speaking, not much to fault at all. It's looking very, very smart indeed. And again, just a couple of tiny little marks just on this very leading edge here. That is very, very small indeed. It is, yeah, quite remarkable really for a 62 plate van to be in this sort of condition. It really is. But and you'll see why in just a second when we show you the service history. But looking here down the passenger side, and again just looking in the reflections down the side of the van, you can see how clean and straight it is. It's so original. It doesn't look like that van has ever had any paintwork. Very, very nice indeed. So if we open up here then, we can have a look at the service history. So you've probably already seen in the advert, if you've seen the advert already, but this has got 13 stamps in the service book. So if we look here from the very, very start, so the first one done in 2013 when the van was about a year old at the time, and it has all been done with Pentagon, Vauxhall and Derby Road in Stretton, Burton upon Trent, which is the supplying dealer, and every single stamp has been done the same as well. So again, all of these Vauxhall services, the cam belt was done there at 62,713 miles. Again, all in the same Derby Road, Burton upon Trent, Vauxhall dealer. Another 2 pages there again of Vauxhall services, and then literally filling the service book up. There's not, this is for other other sort of services here, but literally filling the service book up with the most recent service there, the 7th of November 2024, 75,656 miles, which is only just short of where it is now, and you can see that's with the Vauxhall dealer as well. On top of that, on top of the lovely service book, the previous owner has kindly given us all of the the previous health checks, which came as part of these services as well. So you can just see how, incredible these are. There's a lot of advisory-less MOTs with this van, but yeah, the history is just absolutely exceptional. But the only thing you'll ever see in red on here is the odd tyre every now and then. But it is absolutely incredible how this van has been looked after. As I mentioned in the advert, in my opinion, probably an unrepeatable opportunity. If you're into Astravans, I don't think you'd find a better one than this. So as I say, it's on this year, it was only the 1.7 that they did on this year. You had 2 power options. It was 110, I believe, or 125 PS. This is the 125 PS, so slightly higher brake horsepower. And I say with that winter pack, which gives you the front fog lights, the headlight washers, and heated seats as well. All the usual sportive goodies. That incredible history. 1 owner from new, 2 keys. It doesn't get much better in terms of an Astravan than that, I must say. The vehicle, of course, will be supplied with 12 months AA warranty, the best warranty that we can give through the AA. This one will be having for 12 months. For some extra peace of mind, you will have options as well to upgrade that in terms of a time period if you so want to. We can deliver our vehicles nationwide, so by all means get in contact if you'd like a quote on delivery. We can take cars or vans in part exchange, and we can also arrange finance at very competitive rates as well. If you haven't seen it already, I'd urge you to head over to our website there, bridgeendvans.co.uk, and that is where you'll find the full advert of this van, and of course all of the others that we've currently got advertised. Thank you very much for watching.